Hello Pokemoshpitbeta, my name is Mizticall and today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi UU battle against my buddy Joeknow912, so go check them out after this battle because they are a very good player and they make very good videos, and he is ridiculously undersubbed, so like I said, go check him out because he will be worth your time and all that good stuff. So yeah, as you can see, it is UU as I already mentioned. I do have my normal UU team that I've been using recently in my videos, which is actually panning out pretty well for me. It's got pretty good synergy considering I kind of threw it together, and he has kind of a normal UU team as well, which doesn't have anything in the way of big threats other than that Azelf and that Registeel, so I'm going to have to play carefully around them. Anyway, I'm just going to get straight into it for you guys. So he's going to lead off with his Hitmontop as you saw from the team preview, and I'm going to lead off with my Mienshao just because that's what I always do, just to fake out and U-turn, just to scout things, or alternatively just direct switch if I think something's going to be faster than me. So I'm just going to go into for the fake out on that Hitmontop just to get a little bit of damage on, and then I'm just going to go for the U-turn once again to get a little bit of damage off to try and hurt this thing a little bit. I know it won't really do that much, especially with the Intimidate and its unstable resistant and all that, but still, it's good to have some sort of damage on it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to go into Swampert now because I'm pretty sure I can take any hit from this thing, but he decides to go for the Toxic, which is a good play on his part because basically that means my Swampert's survivability is going to be limited greatly. However, I do pack the heal belt on my Togekiss, so he can go for that later if I need it to, but he just decides to go for the close combat here. Not really a big issue because I do have almost max HP on this Swampert, so I do manage to take that relatively well. I'm just going to want to rule this Hitmontop out just because it's kind of a thorn in my side. I don't really want it in for too long because I can't really touch it with quite a bit of my team, so it's a little bit annoying, but like I said, it's rolled out now, so it's not really too big of an issue. His Flygon comes in. I predicted the U-turn over the Earthquake or the Outrage, just predicting my switch into something, but I do not, so he does indeed U-turn, and I'm just going to stay in to take that, and I'm just decided to go for the Waterfall just to get some damage on something, and his Arcanine comes in, and even though I was at -1, that Waterfall did an absolute crap ton, so I'm actually pretty happy with how much that did, to be honest, because, yeah, I just thought that was absolutely monstrous damage. So yeah, but I'm going to want to switch now because I don't really want to take a hit from this Arcanine, so I'm going to go out into my dumb Manatan just because I'm pretty sure I can take a hit from this thing, or this thing might, I think this thing might want to go for Morning Sun just because I've seen it is more of a physically defensive variant, but he just decided to go for the Extreme Speed, I guess, trying to finish off my Swampert. But now I know he's going to switch out into something, so I'm just going to decide to go for the U-turn because I just want to be able to get the switch initiative on him, and he does switch into his Hitmontop, which is fine for me because, like I said, I can U-turn and just go into whatever I feel appropriate for the situation, and I do decide to go into my Mienshao just because I can fake out and high jump kick this thing, because high jump kick will probably do a lot of damage to this Hitmontop because I'm not a -1 anymore because the Intimidate did not affect me, so yeah. But he's going to go into his Arcanine. I'm just going to decide to go for the fake out, I believe, maybe, probably. Yes, I do indeed go for the fake out, because yeah, I didn't really want this Hitmontop to hit me with a close combat of his own because that would really hurt. I decided to go for the high jump kick now, and it actually almost takes out this Arcanine. It does live with a little sliver and gets off a Morning Sun and gets loads of HP back, and that's kind of annoying for me. So yeah, now I think he's just going to want to go for another one of them, or maybe an Extreme Speed or something, but I know I can take an Extreme Speed, so I'm just going to decide to go for the U-turn and just switch out of there into my Nidoking, because Nidoking can pretty much wreck a lot of his team if I predict correctly. So basically I'm kind of divided between going for Earth Power or going for Ice Beam, because if he sends in his Flygon predicting the quite obvious Earth Power, then the Ice Beam will nail him, but I think that's a little bit of a too obvious thing to predict, so I did decide to stay going for the Earth Power, and that does pan out for me because he does bring in his Registeel, and that is easily two-shotted by Earth Power. So yeah, that is easily going to be two-shotted by that Earth Power, just because it is a Nidoking and it's super effective, stab, all that sort of stuff. I decided to go for the Fire Blast here on the off chance that he wanted to go into Azelf, like for the levitating stuff, but he doesn't really want to do that because he doesn't really want Azelf to take a hit like that. So I'm going to switch now because he does bring in his Azelf, and I'm going to go out into my Togekiss because my Togekiss does have max special defense and HP, so I know I can pretty much take this thing on. But this Psychic does actually do quite a lot considering, like I said, I am specially defensive. That did a lot more than I thought it would, so that was kind of scary, but I was pretty confident I could live a Thunderbolt just looking at how much the Psychic did, so I am just about going to be able to live that Thunderbolt, and now I'm just going to be able to get off the Thunder Wave on this Azelf, so that's really good because that is one of the main threats on his team, completely crippled now, and I can just roost off when I need to, because obviously the Thunderbolt will not do super effective damage because I am going to go first in the following turn, so I'm just going to go for the Roost and he's going to send his Flygon, because his Flygon is pretty much the only thing on his team that can really hurt my Togekiss, so that's basically what I need to know. I need to make sure that he doesn't wreck too much house with this Flygon, basically. So I'm going to want to switch into my Alomomola, because my Alomomola is physically defensive and it can take any hit from Flygons, but he just predicts that and just goes for the U-turn, which is a good play on his part. I kind of should have predicted that, but I didn't know what this Flygon wanted to go for. I didn't know if he was going to play really aggressively with it or not. And he goes into his Shaman, which is a little bit scary, because if don't really want to take this thing on, so I'm going to decide to Death Fodder out my Mienshao. Bit of a weird play thinking about it now, but it's just I didn't want him to predict my Togekiss coming in and just finishing me off with like 2 HP Ices or something, so that's basically my logic behind that. But now I know he's a Life Orb variant, I didn't want him to be Elite Sea variant either, so I can go out into my Darmanitan, and obvious switch is obvious, so I'm just going to decide to go for the U-turn again just to get some damage on something and switch out and get the switch advantage. So he brings in his Flygon. That U-turn actually does quite a bit, so I was pretty impressed by that, and now I can just go into my Togekiss to bait him to go for an Outrage instead of a U-turn, because if I went into Alomomola he probably will go for a U-turn, but now I'm in with my Togekiss, he will not, so I'm going to switch out into my Alomomola now, predicting the Outrage or not Earthquake, just the Outrage, and he does indeed go for that Outrage. It doesn't do that very much at all, obviously because I'm a Alomomola, I can take hits like that all day long, and he does crit me here, which is quite scary. I thought I was going to be taken out, but luckily I do go for the Wish instead of the Toxic, because I just wanted to get some recovery off on myself, and that this Flygon was looking a bit scary to me. But now I can just protect, get all my HP back, and just go for the Toxic on the following turn just to try and Toxic something. However, he's going to predict that, as we'll see, but either way, I get my HP all the way back up, and he knows he doesn't want to stay in here considering he's confused and he really can't do anything to me, so he is just going to decide to switch now into his Azelf, because this Azelf can really threaten me even when it is paralysed, and I'm just going to go for the Toxic. Obviously he takes that because he is already paralysed, so that was quite a good play on his part actually. But now I am just going to decide to go out into my Togekiss again, I believe, maybe? No, I just go out into my Swampert predicting the Thunderbolt, and even if he does go for the Psychic like he does, I really don't need Swampert at this stage, because Swampert is mainly used on my team for setting up rocks and then countering Subcalm and Raikous. I know he didn't set up rocks here, but I don't really need rocks that much for anything, so yeah. I'm going to go into my Scarf Darmanitan, easily take out this Azelf with a U-turn. I guess he maybe thought he could live a U-turn, or maybe he just wanted to Death Fodder, which just makes sense. And now I'm just going to go into my Togekiss again, because Togekiss can actually wall most of the things on his team now, because he doesn't really have anything that can touch it. He does go into his Hitmontop, not a problem at all, because I can just Air Slash this thing, so I do pack the Stab super effective Air Slash, even though I have no investment. It's an easy 2-hit KO on this Hitmontop, and I managed to get this flinch, which is really nice actually. Kind of makes up for the crit earlier, I suppose, but yeah. But this is basically how my Togekiss works. It Thunder Waves, then Air Slashes things, and it actually works out really well most of the time. So yeah, that's pretty good. He does go to Sucker Punch. Obviously it doesn't do that much because it's unstab, neutral, and I have a lot of HP well, I have max HP investment. I don't have any defense investment, but you know, it doesn't really matter. But now he sends in his Flygon, which is once again a big threat, but I thought he might want to go for the U-turn, so I just stayed in and just decided to go for the Roost. He does actually go out for the Outrage straight away, but it doesn't actually manage to take me out. I thought that would do a lot more than it did, so I was actually pretty happy with how little that did. So that's nice for me, because I can just go into my Alomomola now and just take hits all day long, because obviously I'm an Alomomola and I'm physically defensive, and as we saw from before, these Outrages do absolutely nothing. Well, not a significant amount anyway, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so I can pretty much stall out this Flygon with Toxics now when I need to, and that is indeed what I'm going to start doing in a second. I'm going to go for the Toxic on this turn, I believe. And yeah, so he's confused, and things are actually looking pretty good, because he can't really... My two walls, my two main walls are actually too much for him to really handle, so this is actually really panning out for me really well, because if I play my cards right, I can actually beat him just with these two defensive guys. So he goes into a Shaman now, and I'm just going to go for the Wish, and I believe I just decided to switch in. Yes, I decided to switch into Darmanitan because I thought he would want to go for the Seed Flare, but he does predict that quite nicely, just go for the Earth Power. Kind of annoying because I thought I'd be able to live with the Wish and just get loads of HP back, but that is not going to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, that is my Darmanitan down, but I can bring in my Togekiss again because I'm pretty sure I can take any hit from this Shaman as long as I'm at almost full HP and just Thunder Wave him and then Paraflinch him down, because that would be pretty fun because that's just how I do things around here. But he brings in his Arcanine as I go for the Air Slash. This Arcanine doesn't take that. Well, actually it takes that Air Slash better than I thought it would, considering it seems to be a physically defensive variant. So yeah, I'm just going to decide to go for the Thunder Wave now. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp and misses. Probably didn't matter too much just because I do pack the Thunder Wave. No, I do pack the Heal Bell. Sorry, yeah, you just saw the Thunder Wave, but no, I do pack the Heal Bell, so I can just Heal Bell. I would have been able to Heal Bell that off if it was really a problem later in the game. So did that matter or not, we'll never know. But I'm just going to be able to Air Slash this thing down, and basically my Togekiss is going to do what it does best, just be able to Paraflinch something to death, because I'm evil like that, and this is how I treat my friends. So yeah, that's pretty fun for me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to take out this Arcanine on this next one here. He does go for the Extreme Speed, really doesn't matter because it's not going to do that much, just because it's Unstad neutral. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that much attack investment, so yeah, not really a problem at all. And my Togekiss is still looking pretty good, so he's going to bring in his Flygon again because, like I said, this is the only thing that can really hit me. I'm going to out into my Alomomola because I can take this thing's hits all day long, and he's just going to Outrage again, and it's going to crit me, I think, here again. Yeah, so he gets another crit on my Alomomola, so that's kind of annoying because this Alomomola is just getting critted all day long, but not really too big of an issue because I can just switch out into Togekiss and back in because I do obviously have the Regenerator ability, so it basically means I can get a third of my HP back when I switch out, and I know Togekiss can take one just because earlier in the match I managed to take one, and I do take that with not as much HP as I'd like, 99, obviously not ideal, but I know it's still enough to take on that Shaman just about, so I'm going to decide to switch out again, go back into my Alomomola, and yeah, you already know what the name of the game is right now, just wall everything to health. So he's going to continue going for Outrage even though he's confused. I guess he's really wants to just kill me by this point. Can't blame him, to be honest. I have a feeling he was probably raging a little bit right now, but you know, can't really do anything about that now. So yeah, I'm just going to go for Protect, rack up more toxic damage. I think the Toxic is going to take him out on this turn. I can't actually remember. Oh no, he hits himself in the confusion, then the Toxic takes him out. So yeah, and now he's going to bring in his Shaman for the last turn of the match here. He's going to bring his Shaman, and he's going to go for the Seed Flare. I didn't really want to switch out into Togekiss because I didn't want Togekiss to take 2 hits, so I just left in Alomomola, but he misses the Seed Flare, which is kind of sucky for him, to be honest, because I managed to get a Wish off, and I'm going to be able to switch out into Togekiss now and just heal all the way back up. But if this redeems it any better, I think it didn't really matter because I can see from this Hidden Power Ice, even if it had killed my my Alomomola, I would have been able to just roost up on the turn that he went for HP Ice anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much because, yeah. And now I'm just going to be able to Thunder Wave this Shaman, and I believe he's just going to forfeit right there because he really doesn't have anything left he can do to me, and I've kind of hacked him out enough as it is. So yeah, that was the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. If you did enjoy it, feel free to swing over to my channel. I'm hoping it will be in the description below if PMPBeta wants to be nice. And yeah, feel free to check out my channel, and without further ado, I think I'm out of here. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Cheers.